Welcome back. We are here with Samuel, and we are going to pick up right where we left off. So, in the last one, Alistair had passed away, and Samuel is being pressured by his father to save their family now that this match is not going to happen. So, let's handle our family for the morning. Edward is asking his butler about his financial status. Oh, gosh. Okay. All right. You are hungry. Let's just serve something cheap, right? Because we're in dire financial straits here. Okay, you use the bathroom, you take a bath, and you eat some food. You are also hungry, eat some food, then come up to your bathroom, which is over here, and take a bath. Okay. So everyone is having kind of a hard morning after the fight last night. They are trying not to, speak much. They are definitely quietly dealing with their situation. And now that mom is all set, why don't you come here? Come talk to your family. Come try to smooth things over, mom. So basically, he's going to say, Edward is going to say, I think I need to go to the Ravenshire estate today. And of course, mom, Arabella, whose name I forgot until just now, is like, you can't do that. You can't do that. We're in mourning. You can't be paying social visits and stuff. She's like, you can't do that. And he's like, oh, I have to do that because we are in a bad situation. Wait, how do I go to? We're in a bad situation. And we need, his support. And we need Emmeline to now marry Samuel, So he is definitely ready to push societal boundaries in order to get what he wants here. How you didn't do what I told you to do? So yeah, he's definitely going to break some societal norms in order to try and save his family, which, you know what, I don't know if I blame him for, but also you are doing too much. You should be focused on what he should be focused on is how he himself can save the family, not on making his sons responsible for everything. So he is definitely not taking responsibility for his own actions. Let's come over here and get you in the bath and get you using the bathroom. Okay, then we can head out. So yes, he wants to go pay a call to Marquess Ravenshire, who is the elder brother of Emmeline. I think do I have him in here? Yeah, so here he is. Their parents are dead, but her older brother is the current Marquess. So, great. Okay, you can be done with that. So he's gonna go pay a call on them, even though you're not supposed to, because he's supposed to be in mourning. He's not supposed to be paying social visits and stuff. Okay, so let's go here. I don't know if this is even furnished, to be honest with you. I don't remember if this building is even furnished. So we'll go from there. Oh goodness. Okay. So loading. Okay. So here we are. I mean, you can see how beautiful this is. I got this from the gallery too. This is, a rich person's house. So let's go knock on the door from the other side, apparently. And here we are. Oh, good. It is furnished. I was a little worried about that. Yeah, it does not look like I furnished it, though. It looks like someone who's smarter than me furnished it. Okay. All right. So I need to find the Marquess, wherever he may be. Oh, you know what? I think we've been here before. Have we been here before? This looks familiar. Where is he, though? Am I going to have to go find him this way? Hold on. Here he is. Oh, he's upstairs watching TV in a house that should not have TV. Okay. Let's do a respectful introduction. I mean, supposedly they already know each other, and then we'll bring them both downstairs. I just can't force them to go where I want until they're actually talking. So, see. So he is paying a call on them, and Augustus is paranoid. So yes, he's paying a call. Let's try to make friends. No, I really don't want you to sit in front of the TV and do this. I need you to go downstairs to like the receiving room or something. um, or even his office, I think would be a better option. Yeah, let's go sit and chat here in his office. I guess with the computer, but whatever. Um, so they need to talk. Obviously, so this is Marquess Augustus Ravenshire. So Augustus is like, I am sorry for your loss, blah, blah, blah. And, they're exchanging pleasantries and all of that. And so he's like, let's come talk in my office because he doesn't want like the staff or his sister or anyone to overhear the conversation. So they head over to the office, which is very far away. Any day now. But yeah, so they decide to start having this conversation, and Edward is obviously like, "Oh, I just wanted to come and check in. I know Emmeline is having such a hard time with everything that's been going on. I know that, she loved Alistair so much, and, that was the reason. Like, it's not like, I mean, an earl and a marquess is not a bad match. Hey, where are you going? But um the deal is that, obviously people know that there is a financial issue over here. And so um, basically, the match was only really made because of how much the two of them were in love. Like Augustus didn't exactly approve because he knew that the family was kind of in ruins. So, the deciding factor was love. So that kind of makes it a little more difficult for Edward to come in and try and replace the groom, So Edward, anyway, is just kind of like, oh, like the two of them, they were so in love and they had so much life ahead of them and it got cut short and it's so devastating and, all this stuff he's saying, right? And let's see. What eligible young debutante, a young person's reputation? Mr. Alexander Redmayne. Yeah, I knew he did something the other day. Anyway, so yeah, Augustus is pretty wealthy. You're right. So basically, um, what was I saying? Yeah, so he's like, oh, they were so in love and everything got cut short and it's so devastating and, our families, we're going to be connected and blah, blah, blah. And they had so much going for them. And, then he starts to go, well, our families can still be connected. Our families could still be together, be, combined, there's still chance for love and all of this stuff. And he starts kind of talking and talking. And he's like, you know, my son Samuel, he's a good person. He's just like his brother. Emmeline won't know the difference. um, yes, I guess this is also a jealous sim. He definitely is a like protective older brother. He does not like where this conversation is going. So Edward is like, we can still do this. We can still connect our families. Alistair would have wanted Emmeline to be taken care of, blah, blah, blah. And Augustus is like, I can take care of her. Like, you don't need to say that because you can't take care of anybody. So, um, Augustus starts to shut it down. He's like, yeah, we're fine. And Edward kind of tries to push, but Augustus is like, look, my sister is in mourning and she's very, very upset and she is, devastated and depressed and she's feeling ill because of the whole thing. And so, she's going to be in, you know, not confinement. What's the word? Like she's gonna stay at home. She's gonna, recover at home or maybe recover at their country estate or something. He's like, she needs time to mourn and get over all this, and she doesn't need you in here kind of upsetting her more. And Edward is like, well, love isn't always a thing that happens with this kind of stuff. Like, I come from a good family. I come from a long line of earls and everything. And um, Augustus is like, look, your daughter ran off with like the second son of a viscount after you made this public announcement about her being a duchess, and it like that would have at least helped you in this situation. Um, yeah, you can be unflirty. But yeah, he's like, saying all this stuff. Oh, Emmeline has kind of come into the conversation and she is immediately leaving. She's like, I'm not going to be part of this. But yeah, so they're talking, and Augustus is like, look, your daughter had a scandal. Like she is married well now. You should be grateful for that. But like, you caused all this drama, and everyone knows about your financial situation, and you're falling out with the Duke and all of this stuff. So like, why would I ever want my sister to marry your other son? Like, why would I do that? Like, why would she choose him when he's got nothing going for him? He doesn't have any money. He's lucky he has the title still. His family is a mess. Like, why would I do that? And so Edward is super flabbergasted that Augustus is saying all this to his face. And Augustus is like, look, I think it's time you leave now. I think you better go home. So Edward is escorted out, and he is shocked and appalled that, you know, usually people talk in roundabout ways, whereas Augustus was very straightforward with him. He was like, no, not going to happen. I don't like you. I don't like your family. So that was a big shock for Edward, that he couldn't even like keep the door open for it. Like he was kind of hoping to, you know, plant the idea in Augustus's head and then, kind of come back and work on it a little more, but it seems like that is not going to happen. So he is in shock and very upset, um, that has happened, that Augustus is really shutting down the conversation, because Emmeline was definitely, they're going to be their family's savior, basically going to be their family's saving grace. So now that she's not, we're not in good shape. So Edward needs to go to work is what he needs to do. Oh gosh, Edward needs to go to work. Okay, so let's see. Edward is not having a good time. Let's get you over here. Grab, I guess, 2 servings because it doesn't seem like it's filling them up. Okay. And then you are having a good time. You are sad, but doing your best. Okay, so Edward is going to come home, and he is obviously angry about the whole situation. He did not expect that to go that way. He kind of expected that Augustus wouldn't be super open to it, but he did think that perhaps Augustus would be willing to kind of keep that door open, like I said, but that is not happening, obviously. So he is upset. Let's come out here. Get the whole family involved. So Edward is upset. Let's have him argue with his son a little bit and worry about the family's future. So basically, they're going to be like, Edward is just going to come home and like basically rant about how, none of his kids are doing what they're supposed to be doing. All of his kids are trouble and they're not helpful, and how, at least Alistair was doing what he was supposed to do, but then he went and died, and how Cecilia ruined everything for them, and now how Samuel is like not good enough. He's like, Samuel, why aren't you good enough? Why doesn't Emmeline want you? Why doesn't the Marquess want you? And Samuel's like, this has nothing to do with me. Like, this has nothing to do with me or who I am as a person. Like, it's not my fault. And it's definitely something that they're starting to argue about, and Arabella's like, hey, like, let's cool off a little bit. And he just kind of snaps at her too and is like, you don't understand the pressure that I'm under as the head of this family. I have to, help our family, and you guys are not doing what you're supposed to be doing, like all this stuff. So oh my gosh, they despise each other now. So things are going really poorly in this conversation where Edward is just like, it's your fault. You and Cecilia, it's your fault. Like, if you guys had acted the way you were supposed to, this would be different, blah, blah, blah. And Samuel's like, what the heck, man? Like, this is not my fault. This is not my problem. And so he is really upset by that. Let's have him go to the bathroom. Samuel's like, I'm out of here. I'm not part of this conversation anymore. Let's have him eat something, have him go to the bathroom, and then we're going to head out. Why are you throwing up? Why is our butler throwing up? Was he abducted by aliens or something? Okay, well, we'll use our own bathroom. We'll just use our own toilet. So yeah, Samuel's like, I gotta get out of here. Like, I can't deal with this. So he is gonna come up here and do this thing. And then we're gonna have him head out. Okay, so we are going to go to, where is it? The Gentleman's Club. Yep. And then I'll call over the Gentleman's Club. So he's just going to go out and have a drink and try to get his mind off of things. Let's see. Okay. So, gentlemen, start gathering. Okay, oh, there go the dogs again. Bark, bark, bark all day long. Okay, so he is going to come in here. Yeah, go ahead and play a card game. So he is just trying to kind of let off some steam, deal with the situation. Edward, you don't need to come on this. You can go home. So yeah, he's struggling, and he is trying to just take some time to himself, away from the house, away from his father and all of the drama there. And so he comes over and he, wants to play cards and have a drink and, do that kind of stuff. And he notices some strange behavior from some of the other guys. He notices that they are kind of ignoring him. Like, he sits down to play cards and, someone gets up and walks away. He's confused, right? He's like, what is going on here exactly? That looks like Richard Montclair is flirting with one of the ladies of the night. But anyway, I think that's one of the activities. Yeah, be flirty. So anyway, they are just kind of chatting a little bit, and he's noticing that people are acting kind of weird towards him and kind of like ignoring him or being a little snarky towards him or just kind of brushing him off. And he's like, what is the deal here? He's like, what's going on here? Like, why is everyone being kind of weird? And he doesn't really get it. So is oh, like Alexander is not even here yet. So he's just kind of doing this, and he's like, okay, like, whatever, like, people are being weird. What's the deal? And the Sims never come over when I call them over. Like, I don't know what the deal is, but every time I try to get a Sim to come somewhere, they never do. I do not know what's up with that. Let's just get a teleporter thing. What is this? A book. Okay, you can go up there. So, let's summon Alexander. They are brother-in-laws, after all. So they're not that close though, but they're brother-in-laws. So Samuel's kind of confused. He like doesn't get the deal, like why everyone is kind of acting a little weird, like what the deal is. And so Alexander pulls him aside and he's like, "Come here, I need to talk to you." And Samuel's like, okay, sure." Look at that cute face. So yeah, so he's like, okay, like, what's up? And Alexander basically tells him, he's like, look, there's a rumor going around about you, and like everyone's kind of, weirded out by it. And, I think maybe you should just go home for the night. And he's like, well, what's the rumor? And Alexander kind of dances around it a little bit, but he's like, come on, just tell me, like, what's the deal? What is the issue here? Like, why is everyone acting weird? What did they say I did? All of that stuff. Um, and so, Alexander, can you stop wandering around? So basically, Alexander is like, well, there's a rumor that you killed your brother on purpose and made it like look like a hunting accident so that you could get the Earl title. And Samuel is shocked and horrified by this because obviously it is not true. It is not true at all. Why can't you two talk to each other? Um, so it is not true at all. Samuel is totally stunned by that information. He's like, why? So, anyway, Samuel is totally stunned by this information. He is totally like, what do you mean? Like, I would never ever do that. Like, I love my brother so much. Like, how can you say that? Like, how could anybody say that when they know us? And like, how could they say such a, like, also a damaging thing to say? Like, it's not just something that you just say about someone, is accusing them of murder. So he cannot believe that this is the rumor going around, that this is the drama associated with it. And Alexander is like, look, I know that it's not true. I know that you wouldn't do that. I'm just telling you that this is what people are saying. And it's, people love a fun bit of gossip. People love to talk about something salacious, and it's not your fault, but, um, do not leave, Sims. But yeah, he's like, it's not your fault. Like, people just love gossip, and like, it'll blow over because obviously there's no truth to it, and something else fun will happen, and they'll just all get distracted by the next piece of gossip. Like, it's not about you in particular. And so he's like, you just need to lay low until it blows over. Like, maybe you should just go home for the night. I think that that would be, good for you, is to just kind of lay low, let the rumors die out, not be out here, flaunting your new position or anything. And Samuel's like, I'm not flaunting it. Like, I'm out here to get away from my dad. Like, nobody is really understanding of his situation. Um, are you flirting? You better not be flirting. Um, but yeah, so he's just basically like, Alexander's just trying to give him some friendly advice and be like, look, you should go home. You should go home and wait for this to blow over because everybody's talking about it right now and you do not want to be involved in that. So, um, obviously, this is very distressing for Samuel to hear that everybody is saying that about him when it is totally not true. And it's very upsetting, especially considering how much he loved his brother and everything. And he's like, I can't believe people are saying this about me. And it's just really hard for him. But he does take the advice. He's like, I should just go home. I should just leave because apparently me being here is just going to make it worse. Look at the butlers hanging out at the bar. But yeah, so he's like, I should just go home because obviously this is bad. So let's come here and I think, do I have this mod in my game? Let's find out. Let's see, hold on. I had a mod where you could like take out a loan. We might need that. um, but I don't know if it's currently in my game. I might have to re-download it, but we might need that for next time. We'll see. Let me just write that down. Okay, so a fire again. Is it upstairs again? I swear. No, it's over there. I mean, it is up. Wait, where is that? Why is it on like the roof? No, but it looks like it's kind of like right here. in Alistair's old room. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my gosh, what are you doing? Why? Why do the Sims do this? Why do they just walk into the fire? Extinguish your son. He's your only heir now. Maybe like Samuel wasn't being careful because he was just like so distraught over everything and he just wasn't being careful and he ended up accidentally like knocking over a candle and causing a fire and getting all singed. So, my goodness. Okay, you go use the restroom, take a panicked poop. We'll serve some more food, but you need like real food. You shouldn't get something that doesn't actually fill you up, you know? How about duck? Okay. You're not having fun. Yeah, no crap, you're not having fun. Go, play a game. Go pick that up. Stop being upset about the fire. Okay, yeah, everybody is in a really bad state right now. Oh my goodness, everybody is in a really bad place right now. Okay, Mom, let's go. She's gonna serve some food. She's gonna have some, everyone's gonna have a plate. And then she's gonna go to bed. He's not really tired. You have a plate and then you should practice your writing so that you can get promoted. You have some food and then you should go to bed. Everyone is tired and upset right now. They are all struggling. Okay, so that is today. A few unexpected things. But yeah, they are all struggling. They're all very upset. And, you know, Samuel's upset that there's this rumor about him, but he's not going to talk to anybody about it because, you know, who's he going to talk to about it? His dad. So he's struggling. Mom is trying to be a peacemaker. It's not really working. Dad is really stressed about money and stuff. We shall see. Actually, I think it is. Yeah, it's Monday. I think bills are due today. And what are they? Let's see. Can we check? Show bill information. Oh my gosh, it's going to be like all of our money. Okay, so we do need to get that loan. Let's work on that a little bit. But that'll be tomorrow. Let's get everyone in bed. She's in bed. You are practicing your writing because you're not tired, and you should be in bed. Okay. So that is that for today. Lots of stuff going on today. Samuel found out that he was, you know, there were these rumors about him, and he is struggling with that. And Edward tried to talk to Augustus, and that didn't work out at all. So we'll see where we go from there. Yes, everyone is still very upset. I mean, we're still dealing with the death of Alistair. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this part, and I will catch you in the next one.